Hey Auto Hounders, welcome back. So, today's video, I'm going to have a little bit of fun. I'm a child of the 70s and 80s, primarily the late 70s, early 80s. So, a lot of the car shows that I've watched kind of made me the geek that I am for cars that I am today. That being said, you've seen a million top 10 lists. I'm going to try to keep this as best that I can. Some will be controversial, but these are just my top 10 from all the TV shows I watched as a kid. So number 10, the Munster Coach. I used to love watching the Munsters. I thought they were a funny family, but the writing on the show wasn't very, very good. What was good is the car. The Munster Coach was pretty awesome. And when you take a look at it, again, it's a George Barris made car. It looks amazing. You'll hear me reference George Barris from now until I stop doing videos. I think he made amazing vehicles, like truly amazing and awesome vehicles. So if you ever have a chance to check out the George Barris collection, you'll really be impressed with a lot of the things that he did. The next thing was one of my favorite TV shows in the 70s, and that was Starsky and Hutch. That red Gran Torino with the white Nike stripe, and when you see those two guys slide across the hood, I forget their names, but I think it was Paul Michael Glaser and David Soul, I'm pretty sure. They were terrible actors. They solved the crime every single time. The car was cool because they got to put the little red bubblegum machine on the top for the what do you call that thing? The what's the word? Sorry guys, see I'm blanking here. And I try not to edit this stuff out because I think the reality of it makes it true. The blinker on the top. My next favorite car. I did not like this show whatsoever, but I watched it for the cars. There's two in there. Number 8 is the Miami Vice white Ferrari Tesserosa, which, if you did not know this, was originally a red car. But before they filmed the first episode, they did a pilot of this car, and they saw the red was just too flashy and gaudy. So they decided to paint it white, and they went to Earl Scheib to do it. Now, Earl Scheib is the modern day equivalent of Mako. You get what you pay for. $299 paint job. They painted the whole Tesserosa white. From 50 feet away and 50 miles an hour, the car was beautiful. You get up close to it like I did at a car show once, and ooh, it was not pretty. So that was a cool car to me. The next thing was the A-Team van. That's number 7 on my list. The A-Team van didn't do anything special. It just held the guys. But it was just a cool looking van, and Mr. T I still thought was pretty awesome. Even though a lot of people thought he was a fathead, I thought he was cool. Number 6. Now, I've seen this car, the original one, well, sort of kind of the original. I think it's an original replica, down in Norwood, which is about 40 minutes from my house, and it's the Batmobile. I love the original Batmobile. It was built on a a Ford Lincoln base. It was really a cool car. It was built on a 1955 base. It had the turbine, it had the blinker on the top, it had all the neat little bells and whistles. And honestly, the car wasn't the star of the show, although it was pretty cool to see them jump in the car and go away with their little capes hanging off the back. The next one aren't cars at all, number 5. And that's the Chips Kawasaki motorcycles. You knew whenever you heard da, 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 that horrible singing. You knew that those motorcycles were going to come in and play a big part in the show. Without those bikes, it was just another cop show like The Rookies, which was good. I love The Rookies, the original one, not the new one. In every other cop show that was out there, but they decided to do it on the bikes, and it was 7 Mary 12 and 7 Mary 13, I believe, or 7 Mary 11. And it was Mary because the bikes were Mary for motorcycle, and the cars were Charlie for cars. So if you didn't know that, that's a neat little thing. Number 4 is the original Miami Vice car. The very first one that they had was a Dodge Daytona. Did I say Dodge? A Ferrari Daytona. The Ferrari Daytona was not original. It was a 72 Ferrari Daytona, non-original. And the reason why you can tell it's a non-original, if you look at the pillar, the A-pillar coming down in the car, you will see that there are no windows that are coming out. And on the original Daytonas, the windows would be coming out, little side vent windows, and they don't exist on that car. So it was in fact a kit car. It was beautiful, again, 50 feet away, 50 miles an hour. I saw it in person. Beautiful car. You don't want to get up too close to it. Then, number 3, and this is where I kind of had a hard time because I wasn't sure my top 3. So, here they are. Number 3. Number 3. My Magnum PI Ferrari 308, the red one. Now, Magnum, in the first 2 seasons, was driving a 308. In the remaining seasons, he was driving a 328. If you take a look at the original Magnum, driven by Ferrari, driven by Tom Selleck, it was a Ferrari 308 for the first 2 seasons and a Ferrari 328 for the remainder of the seasons. My second favorite car. I got to sit in it, I got to look at it, I got to oogle over it, and it was KITT. Knight Industries 2000 from Knight Rider. David Hasselhoff, worst actor ever. However, the car did all the great acting, made him look like a superstar. When he would get into a rough situation, the car took over. The car did everything for him. Yes, he could fight a little bit because of the stuntmen, but the car did everything. And they really did a really good job with the car up until they decided to make it a convertible with the little C button for Charlie, which was really, in fact, a convertible. You pressed a button and it looked cool. But it wasn't cool. It was kind of cringy. That's when Knight Rider, you using a Happy Days reference, jumped the shark. And my number 1 favorite car, and it is the General Lee. Now today, in today's culture, everybody's all upset about, oh, the Confederate flag. I don't care about the Confederate flag. I don't care about the General Lee name. The car was cool. Those guys, Bo and Luke Duke, I was going to put Daisy Duke in there because she's hot. However, she just drove a little Challenger Sebring. Wasn't a great car, Satellite actually. The General Lee was an awesome car, and I can't imagine how many they destroyed making that show. I watched something on VinWiki, great channel if you ever want to see some great content as well. The VinWiki guy said hundreds of cars were destroyed in the making of this, and I could believe that. If you look at what happened to that car, how many jumps that it made, the car was just the star of the show. And I couldn't wait to sit down on a Friday night with my brother, and we'd be sitting there in front of the TV, absolutely loving the entire show, and partially because of the car. So that's my top 10. Share your top 10. I would love to hear it. So please like, subscribe, love, comment. Tell me I'm terrible. Tell me I'm good. Whatever feedback you have, I would love to hear it. Thanks again for watching Auto Hound. Have a great day. We'll see you in the next video.